What's going on, guys? This is Danny Summers with Intercept MMA. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys can, please hit like and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell. That way, anytime we're putting out new videos, new content, new fight breakdowns, you guys can see it first. 3, 2, 1. So guys, Coach Danny here with Coach Marco. Just kidding, he's not a coach. So we're going to be starting off with the back. I'm going to be looking to transition to my Kimura grip. What I'm going to be looking to do is actually set up an armbar from that position. But we just want to make sure we're getting some details in place to make sure that this person isn't able to escape during the transition of the armbar. So what I mean by that, if I have Marco right here in this position where I have his back, and we're going to start falling to this underhook side. Now with this underhook side, whether I go by triangle or not, I want to make sure that my left leg is across his hips. I don't want to keep my foot between his legs. I can't finish an armbar when I have a leg between his legs. So I want to make sure I'm bringing it across. And when I do that, I just want to make sure I can either shelf it here, or again, if I have the flexibility, I'll go by triangle. Up top, what I'm looking to establish before I transition is a figure 4 grip or a Kimura grip, depending on how you guys want to look at it. Now, during the transition, one important concept I think people lose is the elbow control, because if Marco can put his elbow on the mat, that means that he can use that to start to rotate his hips. And at any point, if I start to open my legs up and he feels that he can start to rotate, that's exactly what's going to happen. So when I have this position where I have control, I want to make sure I'm controlling his elbow. So I like to flare the elbow out. That way he cannot post it on the mat. So I have to make sure I have that control. Now, when I'm in this position, I'm just going to make sure my feet are in good position, and my right forearm is going to start to come around his head so I can post my forearm into his neck. And again, I'm keeping his elbow flared, because now if he tries to do the same thing, it makes it harder because I have this control. All I'm going to do now is give a slight push into his head as I retract my knee to me. I'm going to bring the right leg over his head, and I'm going to use that to sit up in. And then from here, we can start going into our armbar finishes. But if his hands are locked especially, I want to sit up with him so I keep the connection of my chest to his elbow. So I'm not just trying to fall back like this and break his grip, because that's a no-go. I want to get here so I can start to set these things up. So again, if I have his back from this position, we start falling to this underhook side. I want to make sure right away I'm getting the leg across the hips, transitioning to my figure 4 grip. When I have my figure 4 grip, I'm controlling the elbow. So I'm pushing down on the hand while I flare his elbow out. From there, my right forearm comes on the other side of his head. And as I get that forearm on his head, I'm going to start to push his head away, bring the knee to me. From there, leg comes over the top. And again, I'm going to use my momentum of bringing my right leg to the mat to sit with him. So I get the connection of my chest to his elbow. And now from here, we're in a position where we can start setting up our arm bars, transitioning to different techniques, whatever the case may be. But this is the setup I'm going to be using to get there. All right, give it a try.